lot of nuts!
What are you guys even doing with your money? You give me one example of something that is a better use of $8. What are you gonna buy, huh? A banana? Worthless. $8 a month gets you Twitter verification, a check mark that sets you aside from everyone else who didn't pay $8 a month. Now you're thinking like a billionaire. I don't understand how everybody isn't paying for Twitter at this moment. Elon Musk says it's literally free speech for $8 a month. I don't even think Netflix is that cheap anymore. What do you think you know better than the dude who invented Tesla? Or I think actually he bought Tesla from another guy who invented it, but nonetheless, you think you know better than the dude who invented SpaceX? I think he actually also bought that from somebody else who made SpaceX. But nonetheless, do you think you know better than the dude who invented Twitter? Starting to see a pattern here. So a little bit of a timeline so that you can appreciate what led us to this moment with all these glorious memes that we all get to enjoy together. Elon Musk, who you might know as Wario from this episode of Saturday Night Live, made an offer to purchase Twitter for $44 billion. Whether anybody knew if he was serious or if Elon Musk himself even knew if he was serious, long story short, he ends up buying Twitter. Whether his hand was forced or he decided he did actually want to spend that money, it's his now. As a result, Elon Musk has been making some drastic changes to the website, the most famous of which, up until today's news, has been firing almost everybody from the company. Some news reports have sourced 30%, 60%, 80% of the employees that used to work for Twitter are now fired. The first meme, even though this happened like last week, comes from this firing, where an individual was pretending to be somebody who was fired from the Twitter HQ and was leaving, was in fact just making a name pun. Look at this guy. The second and much more memeable, and honestly the much more significant change to the platform that Elon Musk has made, at least supposedly, I'm sure firing 80% of the employees is gonna have some sort of effect down the road, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't buy Twitter. It's not up to me to know the outcomes of these actions, okay? The much more serious change that Elon Musk recently announced was the fact that you could now purchase a verification badge for $8 a month. It's tough to really express what that means and the implications of that change if you don't know what Twitter is or how verification badges work. But basically on Twitter, you get a special badge, a check mark next to your name if you are a person of interest. This is generally reserved for celebrities and people who are impersonated very frequently so that you can very easily tell apart which one of these people is the real one or the important one. It's actually really interesting analyzing the subculture of the verified blue check mark on Twitter, because it was originally created in order to combat spam so that people couldn't just make the 10,000th fake Will Ferrell parody account to share memes. Instead, if Will Ferrell himself wanted to make a Twitter and not get confused amongst everybody else, they would give him a little check mark and then you would know, oh, this isn't just any other person. This person's important. He's authentic. This is the real Will Ferrell. But over the course of time, more and more journalists, smaller people who had written a book, written an article, worked for BuzzFeed once, were receiving these blue check marks. And naturally, when you are somebody who writes articles that absolutely need to be clicked on for your livelihood, you end up with some really, really contrarian opinions, and you're used to sharing them on the internet. And so as a result, and I think this is hilarious, the blue check mark started to become associated with terrible opinions between game journalists and BuzzFeed journalists and just journalists in general who would have a couple hundred followers would end up getting a disproportionate amount of attention on their terrible, terrible internet opinions simply because of this blue check mark. In fact, the term blue check marks became a bit of a slur on the Twitter space where you could refer to somebody as a check mark and it would basically just mean somebody who thinks they're more important than they are. What was once a badge, literally, that you could wear to show that you are a true person of notoriety, somebody who should be well known, was instead like a cone of shame for a lot of people. If you had a verified badge and you weren't like a mainstream celebrity, a TV show star, a musical artist, you were probably not well respected on Twitter. You would probably get made fun of for that check mark more often than not. Elon Musk was originally under the impression that he could make this $20 a month and people would pay for it. Somehow he got feedback from Stephen King telling him to go fuck himself, and then Elon Musk was like, that's an interesting point, Stephen King. What about $8 a month? So this creates an interesting cultural shift on Twitter. The blue check mark was originally this coveted, shadowy badge that you could only get based on nobody knows. Twitter would either decide that you're popular enough or have enough notoriety or have been trending in the news for long enough or it's sold enough music that you would be worthy of this badge that basically says that you're better than everybody else. But there were no steadfast rules. There were celebrities who had it and celebrities who didn't. There were influencers who had it and influencers who didn't. Much more recently, I think in the last 3-4 years, Twitter expanded the verification system to where you can now apply for a verification badge if you were a notable enough individual in your space. Still not a perfect system, but better than what they had before. But we were still in a situation where a fat brown YouTuber who does 500,000 views a month isn't verified, but some journalist who wrote a single article that got 500 views and has like 100 followers on Twitter has had a verification badge for like the last 8 years. This still doesn't make it. Really? That dude? People are impersonating that guy? That dude needs to have a little badge that lets him stand out from the crowd. It's important that we put this dude on a pedestal? Really? I think I retweet some very important things. It's mostly anime porn? Yes, but I think I should have a verification badge. I'm more important than a journalist. Fuck you. So Elon Musk decides that, hey, enough with this verification nonsense, enough with people being deemed important based on shadowy rules governed by Twitter that aren't even known to the public. Let's make it so everybody can be verified. Elon Musk had already shed doubts about how many bot accounts there must be on Twitter, how many of its active user base was actual real humans, so he figured he would kill 2 blue birds with 1 stone and allow people to purchase verification, both so that their check marks next to their name would allow them to contribute in equal part to the attention and the conversations that they want to be a part of, while simultaneously proving to Twitter and everybody else that they are a human, because only humans have $8. Everything Elon Musk has said up until this point has been pretty agreeable so far. The Twitter verification system is not perfect, and it does create this big divide between the people who have one and the people who don't. And so paying $8 a month to allow everybody to have that check mark does put everybody on an even playing field so that one person isn't more important than somebody else when having a conversation online. And it also provides some money to get rid of ads and, as Elon Musk stated, provide to content creators on Twitter and create a revenue source so that people like myself who are influencers can get paid for the stuff that they make on Twitter just like they would on Twitch or YouTube, which sounds very nice. The issues arise when you take a look at the second half of the sentence that is everything Elon Musk has tweeted over the last 72 hours. Basically, Elon Musk is more concerned with making sure that people are real and authentic humans as opposed to automated bots or scripts or websites running automatic tweets through Twitter. So not only does the verification system prove that you are human, but if you're not verified, you will be deprioritized in the Twitter search and the algorithm. If you don't have a verification badge, you won't show up in search results. You won't show up as likes, retweets, as the way that he stated. So it's not so much that everybody's put on an even playing field. It's more so, hey, either pay $8 or your voice doesn't matter. And with how much Elon Musk has been doubling down on Twitter being the place for free speech, the public forum of the internet, if anybody's against what I'm doing on Twitter to bring it to the masses, they are against free speech. This doesn't seem very free speech of him. People like AOC have been quick to criticize the fact that Elon Musk is moving so quick to try to monetize the platform, between firing how many employees that he did and trying so quickly to get more money out of Twitter. It almost feels as though Elon Musk wasn't really prepared for taking over Twitter in this manner. And while some articles do seem to make a notion of his hand being forced in the purchase of Twitter, basically it seems like Elon Musk wasn't actually trying to buy Twitter, but was forced to after he made an official offer and they accepted. And now he's sort of panic managing the company in a way to make back the money that he spent on it. Naturally, with Elon Musk and AOC both having big fan bases that were memes thrown back and forth in the replies, and they have been hilarious. There's the classic Elon Musk fanboy jumping in front of valid criticism towards Elon Musk. There is the classic AOC tax the rich sweatshirt, which costs like $60. I like both of these guys. I think the fact that we're getting memes out of this thing is the best possible highlight to my week. and I'm just enjoying my popcorn sitting on the sidelines. Some of these memes are like not good though. Like, what is this one? What is this? How is giving everybody a check mark taxing the rich? Some of you guys suck at this. So the last bit of hilarious that has come out of this dumpster fire of an acquisition that is Elon Musk buying Twitter was when Elon Musk bought Twitter, he sent out a tweet that said comedy is legal again. Supposedly maybe making some statements about like censorship being removed on Twitter to some degree so that people could speak their mind and make whatever jokes that they want to, which has led to hundreds of memes about people just saying the N-word now that Elon Musk is in charge. Funny enough, earlier today, yesterday, last week, I don't know what day it is, man, I'm a YouTuber. Elon Musk made a follow-up tweet in which he said that now that verification is going to be this thing that everybody has access to, you will no longer be allowed to impersonate other people on Twitter. Immediately adding a rule to the rule about comedy being legal again, that we can't have fake Will Ferrell accounts anymore? That's ridiculous. Elon Musk goes on to say that now that everybody will have a verification badge, you will no longer be allowed to just change your name on Twitter to be somebody else. So for instance, with me currently being Hatsumito Miku on Twitter, I would be impersonating Hatsune Miku and I would be banned as a result if anybody gave a shit about me on Twitter. But this has had some real repercussions, as there were people impersonating Elon Musk specifically, one of which is comedian Kathy Griffin, who subsequently had her account suspended. Elon Musk commented on someone who pointed this out, and he said that Kathy Griffin wasn't suspended for impersonating Elon Musk, she was suspended for impersonating a comedian. Woo! Listen, this is all going tits up, but that's a good burn. That's a damn good burn. Elon Musk goes on to say she can have her account back if she pays $8. H3H3 Productions was also impersonating Elon Musk at the time that this ban wave came by and got caught in it. So H3H3 has been banned off of Twitter, which is at least some good that has come out of the situation. The internet is full of nonsense, and whether you are a free user, a freemium user, a premium user, or a whale, you will be subject to nonsense. At the very least, you can pick the nonsense of which you are subjected to. Hit the subscribe button, and I promise I will bring you non-stop nonsense several times a week through YouTube. If you pay me $8 a month, you can join the names scrolling in the back. Those are the Patreon Cash Money meme teams. I'll catch you guys whenever Elon Musk tweets again. Peace.